Okay, this video is how to enter in the monthly vehicle maintenance form. And then towards the end of this video, I'll show you how to check to see if a monthly vehicle check has been done. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to find operations. For me, I go to administration, and there's where I have my operations module. Now, some of you guys might find this on charts. Okay, so wherever you find your operations, that's where you're going to go. You're going to click on operations, and you're going to see a long list of items. 911 log, fire drill tracker, monthly vehicle check, maintenance items. You will not see the second row, which is the configuration section, or buttons, I should say. Those are only if you have permissions to configure forms and to modify. So if you don't have the permission, you will not see those buttons. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to enter in a monthly vehicle check. It's going to be called the fake one, so I'm going to call it training. Unfortunately, in this program, you can't select one of the training programs so that it would be fake data. I actually have to call it a fake form because this actually applies to all housing, all programs. So this is why we have the list of names embedded in the form. Okay, so let's just get started. I think that's the easiest way to train. So we're going to go to monthly vehicle maintenance. Now, if I'm writing a new form, I don't need to worry about all this data here. I'm just going to start a new one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to worry about all this data here. I'm going to go straight down to the bottom. I'm going to hit continue. Now, when I hit continue, you'll see, and this is live, you will see that there's other forms that have been created, right? So I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to hit continue. Now I'm in this new form. I'm going to make this form a little bit smaller so you can see more of it in one screenshot. Okay, how to complete these fields. The top portion here has already been configured. You cannot edit this. The vehicle monthly check number is a new record. The date it was created is today. I am actually recording this today, 10/30/2017, and the date created is 10/30/2017. You cannot modify this. Foothold basically is time stamping your entry here. The staff completing this form, you cannot fudge who completed this form because Foothold knows that I'm logged in. Okay, so detail any maintenance issues or recommendations. Now, as you have heard in other videos, these lines indicate that you can expand this box so you can see everything that you're about to write. Now, detail any maintenance issues or recommendations. This is where you're going to document when you take the van in, if there's any recommendations for the next time it's to go in, that's what you document here. So if you're there and the guy from STS says, you know, the next time around we're going to have to get tires, just giving you a heads up, maybe for budgeting reasons, you want to put that here. Or, you know, the next time you come, I'm going to need to do a, you know, an engine or a coolant fluid maintenance. You want to go ahead and put that here, okay? Also, if there's any issues, you see a light on, you see any issues, the tire pressure is low by indicating the light and by looking at the tires. Or maybe it's not running well. Maybe something this doesn't seem right. Maybe that, you know, when you turn the steer, whatever it is. And I'm afraid to give so many different examples because the one example I don't give is the one example that is the one issue that doesn't get put in here. So any maintenance issues, any recommendations really needs to be entered here, okay? So let's just pretend that I'm going to put here tire rotation at next oil change visit, okay? So here I'm clearly saying the next time we go, I'm just going to need a tire rotation. Now, if I go to take the van in for an oil change, it's a good idea to look at the last maintenance thing to see if there was any issues, any lingering issues. It's always good to come here and look at that. That's the whole purpose of having this data. Okay, select your vehicle. Now, let me explain this vehicle list. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so we can really look at it. It's very vast, and reason being is, even if I put in an old vehicle, like here, there is some older vehicles that I'm not sure we're still using. The reason why it's on the list and the list just gets longer and longer is because there's no way to delete a vehicle once data has been entered for that vehicle. So let me explain. Once we have a vehicle and there is data associated with that vehicle can no longer be removed. Now, as a team, I can see about removing a vehicle once I delete any old data if we don't want to keep that. But until someone says delete a vehicle and all the history with it, I just keep it in the system here. So again, all vehicles are listed here. So be very mindful that, let's say we're looking at a 2017 Chrysler, the Chrysler wagon. You'll see here at the bottom, there's 2 Chrysler wagons, 2017. So be very mindful that you're not just rushing through this. You're not doing this while doing 5 other things, as we all do. We all tend to just just bombard ourselves with work, and I'm guilty of that as well. But when it comes to this, you really want to make sure you select in the right vehicle. You want to take your time, okay? You might want to just have on a list your registration numbers of your vehicles. You might want to just have a little cheat sheet and just have it like maybe in your notes or have it on a sticky so you know exactly which one you're going to be selecting, okay? It also might be easier to look at it as your license plate, okay? You can tell right away, right quickly. Everything seems pretty similar about both these things, right? Up to the first couple letters, right? It's a license plate that can really show you. Okay, but because we're doing this in a training, I'm going to select this one, training vehicle, for documentation for training. Okay, so this is fake. Okay. Now, inspection sticker, up to date, schedule inspection dates. Now, when you're going and doing your check of your vehicles, just be mindful of you looking at the mirror or the window, the windshield, and you're looking at that inspection sticker. Just take a look at it, just make sure you're not out of compliance with that, because it's very easy to forget that item. So just make sure you're checking that. New and closed is just items that I cannot take out of this form, so just disregard those. It's a yes or no question. So inspection sticker up to date, yes or no. Hopefully we're going to say yes. If no, we need to schedule inspection that month. Okay. Is there any damage to the vehicle? Scratch, dent, chips, paint, whether it's been fixed or whether it's been reported previously or not. Let me say that again. If there was a scratch that you noticed 2 months ago and it's still there and hasn't been repaired, guess what? The answer is still yes, because there is still a scratch. Okay? So yes or no. I'm going to put yes here. Yes, there is damage to the vehicle, like a scratch or a dent or a chip. Okay. What program does this vehicle belong to? Okay, what is the program? I'm going to pick training program here, but as you can see, you have a list here of all of our programs. Okay, here, all gas receipts have been collected and brought to the office. I'm not sure why all these things are here. The reason why this has happened is because as soon as you type something here, the text will be added to the drop down going forward. So people have just thrown in all kinds of things here. No, this is an entire agency. So please do not do that. Stop doing that. So all gas receipts have been collected. That's a yes or no question. These are the original things I have put in here. So please refrain from adding other things. It's yes or no. I'm going to put yes. I'm going to see if I can clean that up. But until I do, that's a yes or no question. Please do not add other things here. Okay. Last oil change. You should know when the last oil change was for that vehicle. Put it on a sticky note. Write it something. This is all about organizational skills. Okay. So you go for an oil change. Let's say I went for an oil change in September 30th, right? So it's October 30th. But really not due for an oil change, right? But I'm going to have that somewhere on a cheat sheet so you can remember it. So September 30th, real easy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there now. It's my fake date. And it's just going to be on a sticky until the next time that vehicle goes for an oil change, and I'm going to go then and update it once that oil change happens, okay? Okay, date of last brake check. It's really important that we document this. It might seem a little over the top, but brakes are really important, and we really need the brakes to work. We really need the brakes to be functioning well. So whenever they are to be replaced, we really need to keep an eye on the last time brakes have been replaced. Okay, we don't want to just go relying completely on when the mechanic says they're due. We want to make sure we know when was the last time the brakes were done, so we really could keep charge and keep track, I should say, of that data, because again, we don't want to have brakes done prematurely. At the same time, we want to make sure when they are due that we are getting them done and we are recommending them to be done and we're budgeting it. So if we know that 3 of our vehicles are going to need brakes in the next couple months, that's something that we can let the executive director be aware of going forward, so that she is aware that, okay, I'm going to have some big ticket items coming next month. It's all about planning and just being organized. So it's really important that we know when those brakes have been done. So let's say the brakes were done May 16th of 2017. Not due yet, but will be due in a couple of months. Okay. All in vehicle present except for the following. Okay. So if there's anything missing, you're not documenting what's there. If there's something that's not working, right? So all seatbelts are operational and functioning as expected. So if that you click that, that means that they're not. Current inspection sticker, emergency medical binder is missing, fire extinguisher is missing, first aid kit is missing, and I make sure I also give you guys a cheat sheet too. First aid, all except for thermometers. We all know thermometers are not meant to be in the first aid kit for the vehicles. They're only to be in the first aid kit in the homes. So that's a nice little quick little cheat sheet, one item you don't need in the vehicles. The jack and spare tire is not there. The mileage book is not there. And the 3 reflectors are not there. So all in vehicle, we're going to look at the language, all in the vehicle present except for the following. What is missing? I'm going to put no because nothing's missing. Have there been any recall notices? Yes, no. For some reason, this list goes with both things. It's just the way the form is created. There is no way around that. So this is a yes, no. Have there been any recall notices? I'm going to put no, but if you've had, you want to go ahead and put yes there. Okay, here is the big items that everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to be mystified about, and thus are entering it wrong. So I am going to make sure I explain this at nauseum. And again, the reason why I'm doing that is not to insult anybody, but because I continuously see month after month after month after month that this section is completed incorrectly or is blank. So we are going to take our time here, and I want to make sure you guys completely understand it so that you guys don't have to go back and forth. Our days are very filled. We've got a million things going on at the same time. So to get it right the first time is critical in time management. Okay, registration date and insurance dates. These are done with a decimal, not a slash. Decimal, not a slash. You will notice that any other date item has the calendar next to it. You'll notice that these do not have calendars. Unfortunately, it's the way the form was created. I had to be very creative in order to make this work. It's not ideal, but it's what Foothold has. And again, it's not my form. It's not my preferences, but it's what we have, and we make it work. So registration date, again, like I said, is a decimal. So let's say I'm going to type here. Let's say it was January 12th, 2017 was the registration date. Okay. What I'm going to put here is 1/17. Okay, do we see the difference here? January 12th, 2017. I'm forgetting all about the date. I'm going right for the month and the year. January is the first month of the year, right? I still do this. Do not be ashamed to do this. I still do this if I have to count down, and let's say it's May. I literally go January, February, March, April, May. May is the 5th month. I literally still count on my fingers with that, so don't be ashamed to do that. Okay, so January 12th, 2017 is entered 1.17. Okay, we don't really need to worry about the date. We just need to worry about the month and the year. Same thing here with insurance card. Let's give another example. Let's say the insurance card is November 23rd. I'm totally making this up. 2016. Okay, November 23rd, 2016. And obviously then that means that this insurance card is going to be up in 1 month. It's October 30th. We have until November 23rd, right? So we should be already looking into, oh, I need to be getting my new insurance card. It might be a good idea to just email myself and Linda, kind of email us both and say, hey, my insurance card is up in the next month. Just want to give you guys the heads up. We could just do a preliminary email to our insurance carrier and just say, hey, we noticed that we have some insurance cards that are coming up due. Just want to give you guys a heads up that we're looking for those to be sent to us. So again, it's all about, trying to deal with things ahead of time and not when it's too late. Okay. And you're doing this every month, so it's very helpful. All right. Insurance card date, November 23rd, 2016. So again, we want to be careful, right? So November is the 11th month, dot 16. Okay, I'm taking my time here. I'm taking my time here on purpose. I'm really taking my time here on purpose. I really don't want to see any more errors in this area. Okay, so January, there's no spaces too. If you put a space here, it's going to give you an error message. It's going to pop you out. No spaces. There is no spaces. If you did a period here and you did a space, guess what? It's going to error you out. Okay, if you did accidentally get a space in between the 17, it's going to error it. And the way they do an error is they just delete it. They immediately pop it out. You don't even know it happened until you look at it. Okay, so again, you're going to get an error if you put any spaces in. No spaces. Don't even put a space after the 17. That actually can cause an error. I'm not sure why that is, but it can. So we're going to just make sure there's no spaces. At no time should there be any spaces. Okay, so 117 is for the January date. And we have 1116 is for the November date. Okay, so again, be mindful of how you're entering this in. Okay, and I think I've taken a lot of time on that, but I just want to focus on that. Okay, gas gauge, note mileage. If you're going and checking the vehicles, you are checking the mileage. Document the mileage here. This is a text box, so you can write anything here. So I really need you guys to write the mileage. I don't know the mileage of vehicles. I'll do the mileage on my vehicle. All right, I literally have, and it actually sounds really funny because it looks like a numerical order, but this is actually the mileage of my car, 56 miles in my van right now. I put a lot of mileage on there. Okay, so you're going to put the mileage there. Note if you want to write any added notes here. Okay, you can write notes here, but again, remember, if there's any maintenance issues, you want to put them up here. If there's any recommendations, you want to put it up here. If there's an added note you want to enter, that's great. But really what I'm looking for is the stuff inside the form. Okay? This is how you complete it. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And you'll see here that once I hit continue, hold on. See where it is. Hold on 1 second. Should be here. And it looks like it kicked it out. I'm not sure why. All right, let me look here. Messages. It should get a message saying that I did one. I did. Monthly vehicle. This is the emails that I get too, and I'm going to see why I didn't see it in the list, but we're going to go through oversight in a second. So I get an email. You will also get an email if you've entered in. All these other individuals, Matt Holmes, you will get an email when it's done. Letitia, you will also get an email when it's done. Nakai, I'm not sure why you're going to constantly get one each month, so I'm going to look into that because you're not on a monthly vehicle maintenance. So we'll look into that. But anyway, this is what I've entered in. Okay. This is all the information. Last oil change, last brake change. I can see all this. Mileage, registration. If I need to edit anything here, I can actually click on the hyperlink. If I click on the hyperlink, it brings me right to the form. Okay. Brings me right to the form. If I want to make any edits, I return to data entry. Now I'm in data entry and I can change it. Now, if you've done an entry for the wrong vehicle and you put all the information in, you're like, oh, I did it for the wrong vehicle. I need you to go back in. Don't create another one. Go back in and select the appropriate vehicle. Do not say, hey, can you delete that one so I can create another one? If all this other information was correct, if you selected the wrong vehicle, go back into the form, edit it, select the right vehicle. Okay, sometimes we create more work than we need to. Okay, if I didn't make any changes, I hit continue. Okay, now, here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and do an oversight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go to operations, monthly vehicle, go to maintenance. Now, here's where this section gets important. If I want to check the last time, the date it was created, it gives me a couple months time when it was created. I can select the vehicle to see which vehicle. Training vehicle, I want to see that one. Okay, staff complete I can select, but I want to see all. Okay, date range of last oil change. Now, if your oil change was before August, you're not going to see it here. Okay, again, if your last oil change was before August, you're not going to see here. What I like to do is if I really want to see a vehicle for a longer period of time, or I want to have them entered in. So let's say the day I created it was between August. I want to see all the ones done between August and now. But let's say the one I did in August, or the one that was done in August, the oil change was well before August. Well, I'm saying I want to see all of them. This is all filtering down the last oil change. So if I know that the last oil change was before August, I might create that to January. And I might do the same thing here too. This way it opens it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the date period. I want to see August, September, and October. But I could have oil changes that are without that time period. I'm hoping this makes sense. So the date created was August, September, and October. Those are the three I want to look at. And I also want to make sure that I'm going to see them all because the one I've done in August and possibly September, the oil changes was well before August. The last big change may have been well before August. So I want to make sure I expand these two. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And there's my entry there. Now, to take it one step further, I can go into report mode, keep all this here, hit continue, and it's basically looks the same. Okay, all the entries are here. There was only one entry in the fake program here, and it's telling me the vehicle, who entered it in, which program it's for, the inspection stickers, last oil change, last brake change. Okay, have there been any issues or recalls? What's the mileage? What is the registration insurance date? Now, if I'm going to be going to STS tomorrow, I'm going to want to run this report, and I'm going to want to see exactly what it is I have on this vehicle, so that this way I can look at it real quick and I can say, okay, were there any issues? Okay, here, tire rotation at next oil change. I'm going tomorrow for an oil change. Guess what? Tire rotation, I need to get that done. Okay, so it's really important that we look at this as far as maintenance. You want to make sure that after you filled it out too, that you want to really read. So let's say we go into our message module here, and I go into here and I see it. I want to just take my time here, okay? And anybody who's doing the overall oversight for all programs, like Letitia and Matt, or more closely Matt, if you're going to be monitoring the form really closely to make sure they have been completed, I need you to focus on all these things. Make sure that everything's been answered. And again, we want to take our time because, again, the whole point of doing this is to get that data in, to know that we're overseeing it. Because let's say something happens in a van, and let's say you guys are saying, oh, it's time for it to be replaced. Well, Linda's first question is going to be, well, how much work have we done on this vehicle? What have we kept up on the maintenance? I can run this report and give her a full report on the maintenance of that vehicle. So it's really important that we keep on top of all this data. You have to look at the big picture when you're looking at this. So if you guys have any questions after this video, do not hesitate to reach out to me and or to Matt to get some more details. The other thing I want to say is throughout any videos that I have, if you're using them for training, at any given time, feel free to pause and talk about things pertaining to your specific program. I do general oversight training so that it applies to all programs. So if there's anything specific that you need to address with your individual program, feel free to pause the video at any given time, elaborate, and then continue. Okay, I hope this video was good. I hope it was useful, and I hope it demystified some areas. And I look forward to seeing a lot of views of this video. All right, guys, thank you so much.